Hi, it's Sarah Jane here at Heritage Art. Welcome back to my studio. So today I just wanted to talk about quilted jackets. Some of you will know that last year I embarked on my first quilted jacket. Actually, it's the first piece of clothing I've ever sewn, so that made it even more exciting and scary. But I started with a pattern by Love Notions called the Coda Quilted Jacket. You can get it online as a PDF. Can be a simple jacket. Now this is what I made. It's just a single piece of fabric, well, like from a bolt of fabric, I should say, for the outer, and then again a different fabric on the inside, the orange, which I love. It's kind of fun. Now this one was part of a sew along I did online, and it had an optional pieced back, which I kind of love. It's kind of quirky, kind of different. A little bit tricky to center, well, not to center, but to center this vertically. But I think it worked out okay. I love the fit and love the cut. The pattern comes with a hood, pockets, collar options. I didn't do any of those. I wanted to go super simple. So this was my first one. After that, I decided, I'd like to make another one, but I don't really want to buy a whole lot of fabric. How can I use my scraps? So it's just what I wanted to talk about. Earlier in the year, I made a quilt for my brother, and I had a lot of leftovers, this Japanese style fabric. So I made a pile, got my darks together, got my lights together, and decided I would just start making log cabin blocks. Didn't really know where it was going to go, so I started making these, right? And I did have a fabric I wanted to use to surround the log cabin blocks. A friend we'd exchanged, come to an understanding, and I bought some of this off her that she didn't want. It's kind of a linen-y blend, but it's very neutral. And I thought it worked really well with this. But I also thought it looked a bit drab, and I do not want to make a drab coat. So, same friend also had some of this, which I thought was great just to add a little bit of color, right? A little pop of color. So that's what I decided. Now, when I was making these, there was no pattern, no paper piecing instructions. I just started with like I chose the blue, and then I added a light piece on. You don't even need a ruler. Well, you need a ruler to make a straight side, but you don't measure. You just cut where you want to cut. And then you just work it like a log cabin. You alternate light and dark on two sides. I decided that this was a good size. And then have my pattern printed off. There are multiple places that if you get the PDF pattern, they'll print it off full size for you. This one was done at Mad About Patchwork in Ottawa, but plenty of other places will do it. It's a great pattern. It prints off, the lines are all color coded for the different sizes. So this is just a little corner of it, so you can see the colors there. So I traced all the pieces onto just parchment paper with all the markings, just no-name parchment paper that you have in your kitchen. And I made sure to put like front side, half-inch seam allowance included, just all of that. As a quilter, I tend towards the 1/4 inch, so this is a good reminder that it has a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I was able, when I was creating my fabric, to use the parchment as a guide, like how big do I need to make my individual pieces of fabric that I'm then going to quilt. So then you can play around with the placement of the fabric. Do you want a block here? How much background fabric do you want around it? It was really a lot of fun, and like I said, there's no rules. And if you wanted to add in your little triangles of fabric, you can totally do that. You can do whatever you want. It's just a little bit more piecing. So I want to show you the back of my quilted jacket. This is the back. Obviously I haven't finished it yet, but I wanted to do a video in progress. So you can see I've gone with one log cabin on the top and 2 on the back, just to be a little bit funky. Now what I did do was all I've got laid here are the batting and then the outside of the jacket, and I've quilted that. And just again in lines, I did use some orange fabric here to give a bit of punch to the neutral fabric, and then on the orange there's the occasional dark line you can see here, which is a navy, really, just to give a bit of contrast to the orangey fabric there. So that's my back. And then what I did with this jacket was I sewed all the pieces together, and then I made the lining and then just sewed them together. So I didn't quilt all 3 layers. These 2 are quilted, and then I add the lining. So for the lining, I didn't want to buy fabric, so I went to my fabric stash and pulled out some fabric. This one that I think is going to be really fun. And I've even seamed it. You can see here, I've got a seam down there. I tried, this is pattern, so I tried to get it somewhat meeting. And it's going to be the inside back, so no one's ever really going to see that. I then used like to mark around the pieces. I've got tailor's chalk here, and so that's what you can see here, somewhere here. Yeah, I've just got to cut that out. So I just want to encourage you to use your scraps and make fabric and then create clothing from it. It's a lot of fun. So my video is going to end here, but I'll be putting another one up soon with the actual finished jacket, and we can see what we think. Oh, and I think I'm going to put a collar on this one just to stretch myself a little bit more. So I do have to do the collar piece. That's it. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. If you can see me making any mistakes, let me know that too, and save me a bit of time. Anyway, happy sewing.